normally I would say no, you can't. Sometimes I forget to record for about a minute, minute and a half, and my conversations seem weird. Because normally if you get rid of the water, it just becomes gray stone. Like it still is a brook and you still walk around on top of it. Or like if it freezes or anything like that, it's not quite right. So I just thought it was always like that. I thought the natural, kind of like a murky pool. You can dig out things around a murky pool, but the area where the murky pool is still collects water, even though nowhere else does. I thought that square being a brook meant that that square was a brook. But I guess not. I thought the square below affected the roof above. I guess that's just that world creation. But we now have a well in our hospital, which means our hospital is better off. Speaking of that, do we have soap yet? No, we do not have soap. Why do we not have soap? What the fuck do you guys need? All right, he's making lye. Let's do that on... Supposed to get started, but I didn't know we didn't have a wood burner, so that's causing an issue. Yeah, so, you know, you asked that, but you're not completely wrong. I think I'm about to fuck this all kinds of up. Liquids, water, 0, range, 771, enter. So do you see what happened there? Like when you get rid of the water, normally in a brook, like the brook is still there. The water is not the brook. And then when the water fills back in, it has that roof still. That's what I'm talking about. This is what I was expecting to happen with the brook when I redug down. The water in the brook is not the brook. The water is just randomly there because of the source of the brook. So that begs the question now. Normally you'd be like, oh, because it says brook up here and down there. Like it's one cohesive whole. So normally you'd be like, oh, I can't go down because of the rocks, right? But now, let's say I did that below the well, or below that part of the water that I channeled down a little bit on. Range 331. Now it's rock with a ramp because I channeled down. Now this I understand. I channeled down the rock, I got rid of the rock, which I think is how it's doing this. This now begs the question of, like if you have a horizontal bars and the water's 7 out of 7, you can swim through it. Is it possible, because now this lets you get down to the brook level, for you to fall into 7 out of 7 water and then go horizontally into the brook without being able to come back up? Because the up here, it changes from stone to water. Like, I think this is one of the few times that actually happens where something below directly changes the roofing tile. I'll do that again. Range 771. I think that's like one of the... I did that on the wrong Z level anyways, so that experiment was a failure. I think that's like one of the only times this actively replaces the thing above it like this. Like on the fly. Because the terrain below hasn't changed. It's still a brook square system. But the presence of water changes it so that it shows the water icon up here as opposed to this stone that it was showing before. It's like brooks are weird. But yeah, exactly. But then it's 7 deep, so that's weird. I don't know if Toady1 finds amusing to leave Brooks broken, or if he just doesn't want to dig in the ancient river code, but yes, it is broken. I talked with him back in the 40D era, and it's still that way. It's probably just a bug that's been left because it's not game breaking. I'm sure it'll get fixed now the code's getting redone for Steam, but that's a good point. Just leave the bugs in for the next 20 versions, everything is fine. But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, the reason why this is interesting me is I didn't know it did that. And it's not like, oh, is this a bug or whatever, is I'm trying to figure out, probably not for this base, but in future bases, can you use that as a defense? For instance, right now, goblins and trolls, if you stick their asses underwater, they'll swim all the way through and come up into your base or something like that, and they'll get through. They have the capability to be more than proficient at swimming. However, if you can stick them in water with this brook, we'll say glitch, can you trap them below a brook ceiling? That's what I'm wondering. Can you, if it's down below, it's just 7 out of 7s. Like, even though the brook square might be there, everything else with 7 out of 7 water you can swim through. So can you get stuck in super shallow brook water? I almost kind of want to see if I can teleport one of my dwarves down there and see what happens. Might do that. Hold on. How do you teleport a dwarf? I'm about to do some mad science to one of my poor dwarves. We'll make sure it's an unnamed one. Don't worry. DF pack teleport a dwarf somewhere. You know, you probably don't want to get dwarf right now. I'm about to kill people. There's that weird, crazy thing involving show unit ID. I don't know how to get a person down there. Oh, how about this? I have a way to half test this. What if I put an item down there? Let's say I'm dumping this glove. Then I go down here into a brook and say auto dump. I have to leave the liquids. Cursor should be placed over a floor. Now, question about that. Will it work correctly here? So there is something fundamentally wrong with those squares. The game understands it. The game's like, no, 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 no. It doesn't treat that as having a floor, which is even more baffling. So a brook square doesn't have a floor? Where in your identity the water does? I'm trying to think this through. Hold on. I know someone got dwarf. I'll get you in a second. It's a square. It happens to be filled with fall. But a brook... muddy clay. Brook. Brooks are upside down. Brooks are up. That's why this works. Brooks are upside down in their code from regular squares. I think I understand this. Hold on. I'm going to load up Paint so we can discuss this. Normally, you just have a square. And I have this on YouTube where I discuss the 7-layer system. But you have the layer between layers, which is a semi-defined floor. And then you have your square. The floor is the ceiling of the square below it. If I build a wall here, you will have a virtual wooden floor above it. You create a semi-floor that goes away if you get rid of the wall. You can still build a floor there. All right, because that is just the thing from that. However... but there's nothing actually there. The floor is from what's below. I'm thinking when you have a brook, the brook modifies the roof of it, not the floor. So this says it's a brook, and you can walk across it because of the brook's roof, but the code doesn't recognize a floor down there. Whereas the water right next to it that I channeled out has a quote-unquote ceiling, but it's just the top of the water, and it is now water. I'm trying to write water here vertically, but it's just now regular water here. So it's had to calculate the square below it as loam. I'm very bad at doing this with the mouse. And the loam, the tile, has created a virtual floor above it, but it's not calculated that because this, I'm guessing, counts as unrevealed because of the brook. So the brook is defined by its upper square, as opposed to everything else, which is defined from below. It's the only thing I can think of for how that makes sense, what it just told me. Everything I just said could be bullshit. But that's the only thing I can think of. Profession, not profession, as nickname. Who got dwarfed? Yeah, I looked it up. They was talking about GUI teleport, but then it was like, you need to know the unit ID and all this other shit. So I was like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. 22 for Earman 1. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 for Earman 1. Earman 1, you are currently a hauler with no major defining skills other than beekeeping. If I ever do start trying to do mead or something again, you might get brought back in as a non-hauler. So you're saying there's a GUI teleport? Because there was this. Oh, wait, no. Is that something different? Might be crazy. Let's say, not Maz, you. GUI pathable. GUI slash teleport. Use V to select a unit. All right, not a miner. Don't know why this doesn't show up in the other screen, but hey, if this works, it works. We'll do a goose. I don't like this goose. Now what? Do I put the cursor where I want it to be and hit enter again? Choose the goose. Select the destination. He is underwater. Thank you for that script. They can't get up. But he's not blue. He got up, I think. What was the name of that goose? Sigoon? That's a completely different goose. What just happened to that goose? Did that goose delete? Did the game do like some cleanup code and delete the poor fucking goose? I must test this again. We need like to name an animal if I can. You. Stray horse foal. Do you delete animals by doing this? All right, I'm gonna grab you. We're gonna follow him. Yeah, he's just gone now. We're not following him anymore. It deletes him. Is there a way to force someone in-game into a brook so they get deleted? The item didn't get deleted, right? The item couldn't even teleport in there. I think we just found a way to quantum squish a unit. Is this known? Yeah, they're like walls that have roofs. Blind says hello. Hello, Blind. Why does Blind say hello through you? Where is Blind? I'm very confused, Maskit.
Like equals line. Fuckies. Because I can't buy a room. Rip Goose. Seagoon? Brooks are not actually water somehow. Like I said, you can walk on them without getting wet, so there's some weird coding going. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Adam smashed by water. Send my dwarf on the expedition. What expedition? Oh, to the water? No, for science. He's consumed, so that might be why he didn't go blue. Bye, Goose, Maverick. Possible they drown and nobody can find the body. If you pit someone from 25 sea levels above a brook, will it fall through and disappear? 5 years from now, a goose and a horse will appear in the blast of lightning unarmed. Who with random dwarf peasants, you can see if there are any negative thoughts. I think they're not going to live, but yes, we now must test this with a dwarf. Like, we need good follow through. It's gonna be one of my haulers. Hold on. Just so we can confirm that he's gone. This man, Esmel. Set nickname. Jebediah Kerbin. He's always ready for adventures. I'm gonna make sure he doesn't have any friends. Good. He doesn't have any friends. No, but he does have a wife. I want to check their thoughts after this. In case he disappears. Bezmar Kadol Morul. My dude's name is Jebediah Kerbin Ich Dun Onul. Unit Q, Jebediah Kerbin. He's listening to a story. How nice. There we go. Follow. Pool of his blood, all of his clothing is left behind. There's no one by the name of Jebediah anymore. So he's gone. Bezmar. He's still listed as a husband. The husband's last thoughts were he was interested after watching a performance. Health on the husband just says he's still drowning. Cannot breathe, vision lost, ability to stand lost, ability to grasp lost. But it doesn't list him as dead. Like if we go to say I was gonna say a dead dwarf. Dead dwarf's relationship, I think they're just dead. But then usually can't fall into a brook because water, it has a weird code, so it's like unintentional. That's what I'm saying. Like, is it possible to go from the 5-foot water into the brook? Is he gone too? We're gonna have to check the legends mode to see what the legends say about him. Yes. That's gonna have to happen at the end of tonight's stream. Legends mode for Jebediah. The submerged brook tile is a wall. Oh, yeah, I mean, but you can't teleport someone directly into a wall. Let me grab one of these birds. Why are you not giving me the thing I want? V? Guinea hen. Yeah, they just normally pop out of the wall. But you can teleport them into a wall. So wait, does this do the same thing if you teleport them into the ground? Is that all we've discovered is what happens if you teleport someone into the ground? Oh wait, shit. Teleported them in the water. I've lost him. I don't know where he is anymore. Oh shit, teleport him in the ground I can see. So it's the same thing. You put him into a wall. You put him underground. He'll probably just disappear and die, right? This might just be an issue with the actual teleport script itself.
Holy crap! There is a tantrum happening.
Does he not die underground? So no, it's water that does it. What if I dig him out? No, like priority 1. Can I rescue the chicken? What is going on with the chicken? Someone save the quantum chicken. Chicken. Why am I one with the ground? I don't know. Uh-oh. The fighting has happened. Inside Epps is dead. Is it one thing inside Epps or 2? Straight one word. Inside PS. Inside PlayStation. I typed in the command correctly. It'd probably work. There we go. Scope, teleport your nose 10 feet away. Set barracks on Brook. If you have military sparring, can they dodge down into a brook? I don't think they can dodge down because the whole idea is that you can't get through the ceiling floor. Harvest chickens from the ground, channel over it, let the chicken free. Here to learn about brook facts. I have emerged. Oh, there we go. Maz Kitten has finally died. Huzzah. I mean, this is a sad day. This is a sad day for everyone. Sad day for everyone. Maz Kitten. Well, to be fair, Maz Kitten, that was coming. You've literally caused every fight in this base since forever. Your dwarf has been the saddest, angriest dude and has been slowly pushing everyone else towards insanity. The only reason why you were still around is because your child wasn't here, so I wasn't allowed to get rid of you. See, now these two have been brought down. Madison and Cutie Danny Boy. Yellowberry, I'm just gonna kick him out now. We'll just consider him dead. Go to him, send away. Yellowberry and HN go away. And I'm gonna dwarf kill him. Dwarf kill Yellowberry HN. So I'm hoping if I get rid of the reds before they spread, they won't do the fights to make other people angry. Teleport him and set into the brook. Yes, if you are sad and your kid's not here, what I will do in the future is merely teleport you into the brook of destruction. Well, like, the chicken lives, so you can survive in the ground. So I'm guessing... Well, actually, I don't even know what I'm guessing. I don't understand how the brook deletes the body. There's not even a corpse. Oh, wait, is there? That's a thought. Stalks Let's go to corpses. I've been looking for the person. They wouldn't count anymore. Maybe their corpses are still around. Jebediah Kerbin's corpse is somewhere. No, it's not. There's no corpse here. Do I have to get rid of the water? Liquids, water, 0. Range, 3, 3, 1. Didn't mean to do that. I guess the stone is like when it freezes. If ice freezes, it kills whoever's there immediately. You have to remember where it is and dig out that square to get the body back. So Jebediah Kerbin's corpse is there. It just, as soon as he dies, the ground envelops him. Like it's a gelatinous cube. Also, while I'm here, clean map. There we go. Send into Neptune. The water spirits demand blood. Can you teleport the corpse? No. Yeah. Oh. Oh wait, is that? I thought that was Kerbin for a second there. Yeah, that's just one of the dead dwarves. No, I believe his corpse is now stuck there unless I dig it out. I'm treating it like it's ice. That's what I'm guessing with. But actually, maybe if I do the stock command again, hold on. I can't see it, but the game can. So if I go here and set it for dumping, set all them for dumping, right? Then go up here. Can auto dump grab it for me, even though I technically can't see it? It said could not move it. Yeah, no, their items, their bodies are stuck down there now until I dig them out. So, yeah. You teleport a dwarf into dirt. Does he still get hungry? The goose is on the list. Well, that's because the goose got out. We freed the goose. The goose was there. You didn't see the goose? The goose's name was, Sagoon. Sagoon's in that list. Jebediah Kerbin, the dwarf. Horse Fowl, we put him in. And the first goose was Sagoon. They're all in there. They're all in there rotting inside below the dirt with the water slowly passing over their bloated bodies that can never be reached. A brook has a weird non-liquid, non-solid. Unforbid the corpse before auto dump? It was. That's not it. Like, they have to be, the only thing is they have to be able to reach it. You're right, we grabbed the items earlier. So why can't we grab the corpse? Because we could see the items. Wait, hold on. That's a good point. Why does the brook only absorb the bodies and not the items of the corpse? We put the dwarf in there, the body disappeared, but his items remain. So the brook only inhales organic objects, not created ones? Brooks must feed on flesh. What is his name? It was Jebediah Kerbin. We don't see anything for combat for Jebediah, do we? No. Nothing in here from Jebediah. So it's not like he took a bit of damage. Wait, maybe? I just saw at the very bottom what I was looking at. Nothing. I think the Granite 182. That was last year anyway, so yeah, that was from a legit fight. Because here's the thing. If we look at this, they're not there. They're physically not there, even though for some reason the items are. If I go back to corpses, hit tab. That was coffins, not corpses. They're not forbidden, okay? None of these are forbidden right now. I can try to claim, but it's not working. I can hit dump on all three of them. If I go over here,
and do auto dump. It says individually for all three that it can't grab them. So a brook inhales organic bodies for some reason, but not their artificial items. Now on the bright side, we can't see them, they can't see them, no one can get a negative thought because of the negative body. They disappeared the witness. He was made unalive. Brooks must feed on flesh. The dwarf has a soul. It disappeared the witness. No witness. They disappeared. I mean, no witness. You can probably dump and destroy them. How about a save and a reload? Well, yeah, if I did a reload, of course he's back. So Jebediah Kerbins are in the main 3 pilots in the Kerbal Space Program, by the way. Yes. Are you saying that to me? Or are you saying that to the other viewers? What are you explaining the joke to? I even said that. I said because Jebediah Kerbin's always going on the brave adventures. I feel like I made the joke pretty standard. Oh my god, he's never getting out of there alive. Oh, of course he's not alive. He's never getting out of there.
Where did we put him? Because now I want one more square to undo. I don't care about the 2 others. I want him because he's gonna haunt us if we don't get his ass out of there. Stonks. So we'll channel down where he is and see if that reveals his body. I believe it will. Supposedly he's right there. Right where all of his clothes ended up being. All right, if we channel down there with a priority of 1 because I don't want to wait. Do we get a Jebediah Kerbin body? We do! He shows up! Ha 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 ho. Oh, 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 oh. Trying to like let them get the body. There's a lot of water coming out of these brooks. Quick, get the body! Get the body! Wait, I should just use the opportunity of the auto dump. Oh good, his wife is now grieving. So they didn't know where the body was, so she had no chance to grieve. Wonder if she would have just grieved later because her husband went missing. Auto dump. There we go. We have rescued the Jebediah Kerbin. That is so weird. Poor Jeb. I didn't know you knew, sorry. So it was directed at me. Yeah, that was the reference. Dwarves managed to collect his clothes, but not the corpse. Oh wait, there they are. Corpse! They found him. What happened? We have been experimenting with Brooks and the weird non-physics that they have. Brooks are one of the most dangerous things in Dwarf Fortress. They smother you with kindness, with no evidence whatsoever, and no one will ever find your body unless I manually dig it up, which is the craziest part of the entire experiment, is that they'll find it eventually if we allow them to. By the way, was this roof finished? Was. Build table. Table. I can't build it on the roof. Your request specifically said to build it on the roof, and I can't build it on the roof as a table and a chair have to be built inside. You want me to put it on the highest floor I can? No, we got the corpse back. In the hands of a cheater, yes. Well, no, I mean, yes. But now here's the question. This is my main concern. Is it possible to go from this to here? And I know the average thing would be like, well, no, duh, because you can't go through there. It's essentially a wall unit. However, there are a lot of permeable wall units, like hard fortifications and the like, that you can go through if there's 7 out of 7 water, specifically card fortifications, not built. Card fortifications have that extra natural roof to them so that you can't normally climb through them. So, but if you have 7 out of 7 water, you can be pushed through it. So does that mean it's possible to be stuck under there and have the water somehow push you into the rest of the brook? Like if you get slammed with pressurized water. Now I know that by itself that wouldn't work. I know what some of you are gonna say. I already know what some of you are going to say. Some of you are going to say, no, Goober, because there's a roof over it. And he blew. If you pour water on a brook, it'll hit the roof of the brook and go swish, swish, swish around. And you can't pour water on the brook. That's what you're going to say. What I'm saying to you, you're not thinking with portals. And that's not just a meme-ish old reference. If I make the brook have 2 holes, one of which is a sideways tunnel, one of which is a sideways tunnel that people walk through, right? Then over here, I have channeled down the brook so that we have access to regular water, and we build above it a pressurized reservoir. If I open up this reservoir, this pressure will go down and it will hit the 1 square water that is not a brook. But we've seen water does permeate horizontally through a brook, which means it's possible to pressurize something and send the water down to go sideways. If I open up this pressure at the same time I open up this artificial wall, this should hit someone and push them sideways into possibly a natural brook wall, maybe with enough water pressure. Once they're in the natural brook wall, particularly if they're more than 1 away from the opening again, they should just get obliterated, but then their items won't. I don't know what we do about the items immediately after that, but I'm wondering if you can use the state change of water between non-brook, brook, non-brook, and brook to push someone into a brook square. You would need a trapping hallway, and you would need a way for the water to get in. But here's how I'm gonna test the water theory. We're gonna do liquids again. We're gonna test this out. If this works, there should be a natural way of doing this. You should not need the cheat. This is just so I don't have to build all the buildings to test this. 0, range, 20, 21. I'm gonna get rid of all of this. Like, all of this. Now what I'm going to do is pause, is here. I'm gonna do 7 deep, a range of 1, 1, 20. And that should create for me, it might have all gone down already, a 20 Z level high pillar of water. That is not spreading out up here. That is spreading out down below. It will start spreading soon though if the water pressure doesn't go all the way through. We are getting some mud, but not a whole hell of a lot of it. The water is injecting into the mold, so to speak. So yeah, you can create pressurized water, and particularly if you have a wall around it, you should be able to kind of maybe shoot water in. Now, that was supposedly 20 Z levels of water, and it did not pressure well. I don't know what happened to all the water, though. That wasn't 20. Holy shit. Stephen Robert with the Doinketh. Hello.
The Doinketh.
Thank you so much for your 20-month streak. You can screw pump water out of a brook without channeling, so you could probably use itself as a source. Exactly. So you can use it to pressurize. Question is, how much can you inject back into it? Because that seemed weird. It seemed like the water didn't want to spread, but also didn't spread above. Because 20 Z levels of 7 deep water was 140 units of water, and it's still not completely pressured to 7s down here. So where did that water go? Like the brook ate water pressure too. Like that should not have happened the way that happened. Really, really weird. Also, cue this. Clean map mud. All right, I got the mud off the brook without destroying the brook. Pew pew. Hey, Steven. How you been, Steven? Just got back from shooting. Yes, guns. Destroyed a keyboard. It was very fun. Also, my new mic came in. Hells yeah. That reminds me. Steven, for those of you not in the know, though I feel like everyone must be in the know. I can't type in a command to save my life. Here we go. Steven does Dwarf Fortress on Sundays? Like, I know Sundays, and I don't know if you do other days. But he does Dwarf Fortress on the day of tomorrow. So if you've been wanting to learn or experiment with anything with adventure mode, stop on by Steven's channel, for he is the subject matter expert for all things martial artsy. I was trying to come up with a good word at the very end and I couldn't think of it. For all things kung fu, he knows kung fu. The real issue with this plan, by the way, is it requires you to build a wall, which slowly degrades the brook. Yes, on Sundays, might do other days when this new mic will continue my readings of SCP cannons. Ooh. He sat there. That's the word. The word that he said that I definitely knew. I'm definitely good at pronunciations. The Kisat deer. You come here this day, and you're telling me you wish to fight me, but you know nothing of my Kisat deer. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Kisat door. Let me tell you. You know what people call me? They call me Dwarven Baba Yaga. You should see what I can do with pencil. It's such a very blunt pencil. It'll make you cry when you see what I can do with pencil. Oh, this is just a waste. Pencil. Do you like your finger? Not when pencil is done. I don't know why, I'm just hung up on pencil. Pencil, just the way he says it. But yes, Steven streams on Sunday. Give him a drop and a follow. He is good peoples. I've heard it. And I'm not just saying this because he threatened me with a pencil. I'm gonna try to get the doors to get this shit from outside and into here. I don't know if you ever said anything, so I'm gonna build a table and chair you wanted up in this room. It's about as high as I can get it right now. Stephen Roberts already here, idiot. There's gotta be a way though. Elven caravan has arrived. Hell, you might even need. Do you just do it as like one big area you channeled out of a brook? Because it needs to be artificial wall on one side anyways. You need to be able to drop it to let the water through. So you'd have natural wall on the right, which would just be dry, because the idea is you're pushing them into it, not that there's a constant flow. It'd be dry on the downside. Then you'd have a 5-foot wide corridor you're making them go through. It has a artificial wall over it. And then to the left, you have a 1 wide bridge, I'm thinking. Behind the bridge, I mean, hell, behind the bridge could just all be artificial too. You want the pressure to hit. So you do, say, 1 square of a hallway, then it stops, and then you have the reservoir, which means if the brook was doing some pressure mitigation nonsense, it wouldn't matter. You would shoot the water down and sideways. That would happen instantaneously. Would they get hurt from slamming? I want to test this. Would they get hurt from slamming into a wall if you did this? Hold on, I'm about to maybe kill someone. Also, whoever's downriver for me is gonna have major issues when I get rid of their water. So how have you been? I have been fine. Trying to get through the life we're given. This season's anime has been okay too. Like, I'm actually on some of the shows 1 or 2 episodes behind right now. And like, I have a desire to watch them, but I don't have a pressing need. I'm not like, oh golly, it just released. I can't wait to watch the next episode. They just have like okay plots this season. It's kind of depressing. Did I get a stone out of that aquifer? Or a brook? How did a brook give me a shock? Weird. Is this a real thing? Thank you for your follow.
Thank you so much.
Are you a bot or a person? Because that name seems to imply things to me. All right, my design that I think this will work with was I need that wall there. The side to the right of it, or down river, is dry. The one to the left of it and the one to the left of that need to be channeled. So I want to see if the brook will mitigate the pressure to the left and let it shoot right. I too like the tacos. Listen, I like, on one hand, thank you for following. Thank you for your support of the channel. However, I collapsed the section of the cavern? You can cave in a brook? What? Hold on, I'm not losing to someone. I'm trying to test a murder technique. I'm gonna be losing someone anyways here in a bit. Get out of there. There you go. What did you do? I don't know. Apparently you can cave in a brook? I didn't know you could do that. So a brook, see, that's what I'm saying. Brooks are weird. They're not walls then. They don't support. A brook is a ceiling with walls below it. If you do anything to the ceiling, that's where a brook is. Normally it's a floor is attached to that. Yeah, the wall is generating the floor. But a brook is the floor is generating the wall. If any of that makes sense. So hold on, let me check this again. Murder tunnel, bridge, hole, artificial wall. If I'm right on this. Either it will slam you into a wall and let the water through, or it will push you into the wall and you will be disintegrated from the very face of the earth. One of these two things will happen. So a brook is a liquid gazebo. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting out of this, is that a brook is a liquid gazebo. I'm gonna get these stones out of here for now. Dump, dump. And for those of you tuning in, I don't normally quite cheat, particularly this much. Right now we're doing an experiment. So in the name of science, we will. So please forgive me with your judging eyes as I cheat a lot. Build construction wall. All right. Normally, I would build the wall up further to have a proper reservoir, but if I create a vertical tube of water over this, this will prevent the water from going sideways. Under normal conditions, that's how that would work. Let's remove all this water. Liquids, range 20, 21 at a depth of 0. And I want all of it gone. I don't want it coming backwards either. Right, now I must find a goose or some other likewise animal. Thank you, goose. Cue this teleport slash GUI. What was the teleport GUI? Select the goose. Put the goose here. Thank you, Goose, for your assistance in our experimentation. Now, back in the liquids, I want a range of 1, 4, 30. 7. Range of 1, 4, 30. Here we go. Which I believe created a massive tunnel of water, which for the most part should go straight down. Does not appear to be pushing the goose, but I also didn't get the full flood of water down like I should have. It's because it's a little too skinny. It works better with squares. What if I didn't bleed pressure to the left? That doesn't look like it hurt that goose at all. Range 25, 25, 1. Dig with a priority of 1. Let's make this be artificial wall to the left. See if this fixes it. That's what I'm trying to figure out, because it lets liquids through. Also, what the hell is my map? Yo, what the hell? New question. What the hell is my map? Range 30, 31. I'm emptying everything I can. I think I misunderstood my map.
I also think my map is geographically impossible. My map doesn't make any sense. All right. Belief 1 that we had from the beginning of the map. I am at the source of 3 brooks. 1 brook here, 1 brook there, 1 brook there. These 2 brooks merge and then go downstream. I think from what we understand of how brooks and how water works, that makes sense. So I ask you, why is it that the brook is generating water here? That's a source block. Here, that's a source block. But how are we also downstream? The water is coming in off the edge of the map. It's not leaving off the edge of the map. That's another source block. We're downstream from someone at the head of a brook. Is this brook the same way? Do brooks work this way at the source? Like, does the game not know how? How am I having water flow at me at the head of? Nope, the left one works normally. This works normally. That's a source. That's a source. That's a source. But I'm downriver of something else. Ow. How does that make sense? Well, apparently you cannot do a dig command into a brook. You can only do a channel. I'm guessing because brooks are not real. They are defined by the floor above them. Now I must stop the upriver, downriver from invading me. You have an imposter map? Brooks are supposed to enter on one side and exit off the map edge downstream, but there is no inbound edge, so it's generating inland. Well, it's supposed to generate inland because this is the source of the brook. This I understand. I am not questioning these two. These are the source of the brooks. Makes sense. Why is this downstream? Why is this area downstream to a third source? How did World Generation say water here, water here? There should be a merger between this and these leaving somewhere else. There is no exit to this water. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's not where that's supposed to be. They should not meet on the map like that. This is a merger of 2 rivers. They should leave that, or 2 brooks. They should leave that way. This means technically I have 4 brooks on my map. I have Brook 1, Brook 2, Brook 3, and Brook 4. I'm at the merger of a lot of brooks. I'm gonna make that hole up there be a little bit bigger. Whenever the miners want, no rush. Please don't cause a cave-in. All right, looks like this time they played it safe and didn't want to cause a cave-in. All right, let's test this physics round 2. All right, I did something terribly wrong. There's a brook in the middle. Not quite what I wanted to do. Build construction wall. This was so I could wall this off. That is what that was for. And I see we've hit the end of the hour. So for those of you following along your science, when I upload this to the YouTube archives,
Thank you so much for watching. Catch you guys next time.